Hello. So today we're going to explain what is ANOVA in statistics. So statistics is nothing but it's a way of getting information from the data. And ANOVA is nothing but analysis of variance. So now we need to understand that what is ANOVA. So ANOVA, it is a statistical test that is used to determine if there are significant differences between the means of three or more independent groups. So if you want to find out the significant differences between the means of three or more independent groups, you need to perform ANOVA test. Now I'm giving an example to make you understand the concept of ANOVA. So in a bank, let's an example. In a bank, if you want to find out that what's the time that is required to serve the customers by the two operators A and B in that case. So the time that is required to serve the customers Y, it is a function of number of operators X. So here Y is my continuous, X is my discrete. So you need to perform ANOVA test. If Y is continuous, X is discrete, you need to perform ANOVA test. So that is how we basically understand that whether we need to perform ANOVA test or not. The Y is my continuous, X is my discrete, you need to perform ANOVA test. So hello, this is Surajit Banerjee. I welcome you all to our channel, The Lean Six Sigma World, your go-to place for mastering Lean Six Sigma techniques and tools. So now I'm diving deep today into the concept of ANOVA. We'll explain everything in details. So let's move into the next slide. That is why to use ANOVA. ANOVA is used to compare the means of three or more independent groups to determine if there are statistically significant differences between them. It is a more efficient method than performing multiple t-tests, which can increase the risk of type 1 error. So basically ANOVA, it is a more efficient method than performing multiple t-tests, because in multiple t-tests, it basically increases the risk of type 1 error. That is a false positive. So here I'm giving some points to make you understand the concept that why you need to use ANOVA. It compares multiple groups at once. It avoids type 1 error inflation. It determines if differences are real. It helps in decision making. It allows for complex analysis. Now, when to use ANOVA? When you have three or more groups, when you want to compare the means, when you want to test the effect of a single factor across multiple levels. For all these reasons, you need to perform the ANOVA test. Now, the core idea, that is a variance. So ANOVA splits total variance into between the group, that is called the effect, and within the group, that is called the noise. The bigger the difference between, the likelier the differences. Now I will explain this concept that between the group, what is the meaning of between the group effect and within the group noise? What is the concept behind that? So here I've given an example. Suppose class A students mostly score around 90 and class B students mostly score around 70. So there is significant difference. You can find that if there is significant differences there between the groups itself. That is basically the between the group differences, that is the effect. And within the group means, in the same example, if in the class A, some students score 40 and some students score 100, so there is scatter inside the class itself. So that is the variation within the group, that is called the noise. Now, there comes the concept of F statistics. So it is the ratio between the group variance and within the group variance. The larger F ratio indicates that the between the groups variance is much more than the variation within the groups. So that basically leads to the rejection of the null hypothesis. Now, what is the concept of null hypothesis? Initially, we consider that this is the reason, that this is not the reason for which the problem has happened. So mu A is equal to mu B. But if we find that F ratio is higher, then it basically rejects the null hypothesis, and we can confirmly say that this is the reason for which the problem has happened. So that is the alternate hypothesis. So in hypothesis testing, there are two concepts. That is the null hypothesis. Initially, we go with null hypothesis. That is, we consider mu A is equal to mu B. But if we find the larger F ratio, we can reject the null hypothesis. We can say that this is the reason for which the problem has happened. So mu A is not equal to mu B. That is the alternate hypothesis. So F statistics gives you the indication about the rejection of the null hypothesis. A small F ratio suggests that the differences are likely due to some random chance. Now, the types of ANOVA. There are some different types of ANOVA is there, like one-way ANOVA, two-way ANOVA, repeated measures ANOVA, factorial ANOVA. MANOVA means multivariate analysis of variance. and mixed model ANOVA. Now, common pitfalls. If the statistical requirements ANOVA needs are not met, you cannot trust the test results. So, check them and fix or choose some different test. That is a common pitfalls. People basically do some, they don't perform some other test and they basically focus on ANOVA itself. But if the statistical requirements are not made by the ANOVA, you need to perform and check and choose some different test also. So that is the common pitfalls. Now, some real world examples I've given, like a pharma company can use ANOVA to compare the effectiveness of three different ulcer medications to see which one provides the best treatment outcomes. Some other examples also I've given, like those who are doing the research, they can use ANOVA to see if the listening to different types of music while studying impacts the average test scores of the students or not. They can find out that through ANOVA analysis. An investor can use ANOVA to compare the performance of different investment portfolios. So these are all the real world examples I've given based on ANOVA. So if you found this video helpful, make sure to like the video, share this video, and subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications for more insightful content. You can also join our exclusive WhatsApp community to get free updates on Lean Six Sigma tools and techniques. Everything you will get for free in our WhatsApp community. You can join our WhatsApp community and stay tuned because we have more exciting Lean Six Sigma insights coming your way. Thanks for valuable time and thanks for being part of this journey with the Lean Six Sigma world. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Thank you so much.